Wayne's World every time when somebody tells me that.
No, we're starting. We're live. Please. My name is Andrew Davis. Obviously, this is us hanging out. I got my good friend Keenan here. I got my good friend Paul Gomez here. Talking Elimination Chamber. It's going to be at 4 in the morning in Australia. I have no idea what WWE's doing at 4 in the goddamn fucking morning, but neither here nor there.
Isn't that prime time in Australia, though? I don't know the time zones. How that works out.
Technically, yes. It's like 6 o'clock in Australia. Who knew?
Trying to pamper to the live crowd over there. I get you can just watch it the next day on Peacock. We just had this discussion off the air, man. Peacock is the shiznit, bro.
Yeah, but I do need to mention my sponsor here. I got two sponsors. It's very important that I mention my sponsors because they are giving me free merch. They're definitely giving me money. Obviously, I got Preston Poulter from Pocket Jack Comics. They got comics coming to local comic shops. So please go bother your local comic shop. Guinevere and the Divinity Factory and Palace of the Golden Princess come to comic shops March. Sexy covers. I've seen them. Ooh, you guys are in for a treat. And then my good friends with Living Dead Girl, which is by Jason Connolly and Greg Bo Watson. And it's really cool because it's Greg Bo Watson's first design of a character in about 20 years that he's done. So that's something that's very cool. So that's on Kickstarter as well. Go check them out. Definitely cool. But enough about that because I want to talk about wrestling. Because honestly,
real quick, I'm also brought to you by Vince McMahon.
Well, that's just shitty. That's just a shitty sponsor.
I was brought to you here tonight by Vince McMahon and I'm a stooge. You remember the Stooges? I'm one of Vince McMahon's stooges.
Are you Amber Heard of a stooge? So that's the real question.
That's just gross. Why'd you have to go there, man? I was being real. He just got gross with her. Are you Amber Heard of stooge? No, I'm not. I'm not the Ronda Rousey of it all, dude. I'm not the.
You have against Ronda Rousey? She was good.
I have nothing to get. She's the one that said Vince McMahon. She kind of made Vince McMahon was making some lewd comments to her, which I don't know. Ronda Rousey's dope.
I don't know. She won me a bunch of money, so I have no complaints.
She won you a bunch of money in UFC, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay, I was about to say because I really hate people that bet on WWE. Oh my gosh.
Oh no! I would never bet on WWE. That's a terrible idea.
People do their own DraftKings or something, aren't they? This guy would know up here. No, I'm joking. He's over here. I'm not gonna. My Brady Bunch shit is
over there.
Over there, this way, somewhere.
Well, now that we got all the negativity out, and obviously everybody's watching this realizes this show is only going to go downhill from here. Obviously, I have my good friend Keenan over here on one side. I got Paul Gomez on the other. But before we get too much into Elimination Chamber, which is happening at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, I will be awake most likely. But I figured I would let you guys introduce yourselves, who you are, promote yourselves before we get too far into this whole shebangle and ruin wrestling for everybody. While I sip my drink, my adult soda.
This is you go first because I'm the one that's gonna. Y'all are the Yankees of the wrestling world.
I'm Paul Gomez. I'm Paul Gomez 790 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I host my show on Wednesdays. That's called Unchained, and I created a few comics books, including PTSD, Bushibu Circus Mysteries, Crypticade, and Prelude to Aurora. That's who I am.
Fucking big dropping names and shit. I got none of that to drop. But we're streaming to my platforms right now, so I don't really have to give. The people that like me are gonna see this. The people that don't like me, I was really surprised at how decent our streaming did on my platforms. So it was pretty good. Because you haven't been drinking, have you, Andrew? Are you?
Oh no! I haven't been driving. At least with that.
What? You haven't been driving?
Oh, of course not. I'm a responsible driver.
I'm asking if you've been drinking, man. I'm trying not to get canceled on anything right now.
Are we watching wrestling here? So are we going to recap Royal Rumble? Are we going to talk about the whole we want Cody movement and the whole Rock thing? Or what are we going to just jump into the Elimination Chamber?
I think we should recap. What do you think, Andrew? I don't know what we should.
Yeah, let's talk about the whole Rock.
Wait. Before we get started, have y'all heard? Is there any new news about Vince McMahon? Because again, I just listened to Jim Cornette and whatever.
There was. Apparently, what dropped just what. what just dropped for those who don't know, is a former WWE employee / wrestler has even more shocking news, but it hasn't been fully disclosed what that employee knows. That employee is sort of somewhere in the midst, but it's also very speculative and it's kind of crazy, but I don't really know. But I think WWE has done a great job of pivoting out of defecation Vince McMahon and shifted the blame, and God bless them. Genius.
They've been covering it up so much that they actually took out Brock Lesnar from the new game. He was a playable character up until about, I think, 2 weeks ago, and then they just erased his character from that video game, which is a major thing. They're saying that he's not going to be associated with any of the MMA stuff or WWE stuff in the next future months or so until everything gets weeded out. I think this whole Rock Cody thing is kind of a diversion from all that to try to keep their focus off of it, but also it's kind of took a life.
Let me ask you, who I mean, I think Bron Breakker is the star and the outcome of this. He is the only one who will benefit from this because he took Brock's spot in the Royal Rumble. And
they finally acknowledge he's a fucking Steiner. Finally.
Well, what has he done afterwards? Is he going to be in the Elimination Chamber? I mean, I don't think he really is the one that's going to be. I think LA Knight is going to benefit from it.
LA Knight.
So I will say this.
Maybe
the only position I could see Bron Breakker being in is Dominic Mysterio versus Bron Breakker. Because I would like to see that match. I think that match would be fun to see, whether we see it on SmackDown, we see it on,
Are we having a Goldberg smash match or something? Because, I mean, if Dominic Mysterio does anything against Bron Breakker, then Bron Breakker's a bitch. Like, literally, Bron Breakker should go to the ring, smash Dominic Mysterio, and Dominic Mysterio shouldn't be seen for a couple of weeks.
But technically, didn't Dominic eliminate Bron Breakker?
Yeah, wasn't it like by accident or something? I mean, I don't remember.
But what was supposed to happen, from my understanding, is that Brock was supposed to be eliminated by Dominic, and that was supposed to set the match between them at WrestleMania, and then the redemption happened. So Bron Breakker versus Dominic in a real match, and then Bron beats Dominic. But they put on.
It hurt Brock to lose to Dominic, though. It hurts Braun. See, fuck these names, Braun and Brock.
That's what I'm getting at, though, is that Braun has to go over because Dominic can recover. Because Dom Mysterio can recover from anything. The guy is the best wrestler.
Y'all, motherfucker! I swear to God.
Here's the thing: they had to pivot so much, losing CM Punk with everything that's going on with Rock and Cody. They had to pivot so much that they're not even going to do anything with Dom that's that serious. I mean, is he going to be a part of WrestleMania? Obviously, with Judgment Night, he's going to be a part of it. But is he going to be that much? I doubt it. You have so many people.
We talked about this last week. Judgment Night, I feel like Judgment Night isn't anything anymore except for Rhea Ripley. Like, at least for me. Again, I'm a Fairweather fan. You guys are there every week. But for me, Judgment Night it comes off as nothing except for Rhea Ripley is still a badass. And Dom, this guy loving Dom over here. This guy loving it. I want a loser go home match. LA Knight and Dom.
I respect Dominic Mysterio. Let me explain. So you could love or hate The Miz. The Miz is a central component of WWE. It's kind of like Alexa Bliss, right? Alexa Bliss, The Miz, Dominic Mysterio are the core of WWE. Whether you like them, hate them, what they're doing. And I mean, I listened to Logan Paul talk about Dominic Mysterio. The guy has worked his ass off. And you got to give cred to somebody who has got the crowd booing him and engaged with him. I don't think people understand how much effort and how much work Dominic Mysterio has put in to himself into getting the crowd engaged, negative or positive. it's kind of like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has the crowd engaged. I don't know if Drew McIntyre has the crowd engaged.
Now, talking about Dominic and Miz, they played them off in the Royal Rumble. Why wouldn't they be in WrestleMania as a big match? As a matter of fact, with the whole R-Truth thing, why wouldn't you have Miz and R-Truth against Dominic and
I like this guy. Finally. Finally.
That's what I would do with WrestleMania. But I mean, like I said, there's so many people that you have no idea what they're doing with. What are they doing with AJ? What are they going to do with Randy Orton? I think Drew's going to be with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
Hearing voices yet? Are you hearing voices? I'm sorry, it's too easy. I love Randy Orton. The guy's great.
But what are they going to do with him?
I think that's another thing I wanted to talk about. I feel like the undercard they got something going really hot with this bloodline acknowledge me shit, which is something else entirely I want to bitch about and gripe about. But are they wasting at least for a fair weather fan? I feel like the entire undercard is wasted for me. Like, I really could care less what happens with the wrestlers. And I like Randy Orton. I want to like AJ Styles, but again, he's just somebody that rubs me the wrong way. Again, I'm a fair weather fan. Yeah, see, I feel like if I tell y'all guys in real life, like I just want to punch you, like bully you around.
But this is important to understand, right? Because the way I see things is that I understand that we are having Seth Rollins is going to be on night 1. Roman is going to be on night 2. But I kind of look at this and say, well, maybe Seth Rollins shouldn't be the main event, or maybe Roman shouldn't be the main event. I mean, last year's WrestleMania was fucked up. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte should have been the main event last year. That was a far better match than Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I understand the Usos. I understand the whole dilemma in the tag team and this story that was building. I get it against the bloodline. I get it. But Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte last year at WrestleMania was a far better match. It was far superior because both those women tore down the motherfucking house, leaps beyond the men, in which and I don't think anybody could challenge that. I would like to find somebody who could challenge me that last year's WrestleMania on that, because I don't think they would.
This is why our shows go the raw amount of time, because you keep bringing up shit. Like, we got to get a program to this thing, because you bring up stuff and like, I want to talk about the fucking Usos too, because like Jey Uso sucks now to me. Like, it's just
okay,
like,
well,
why'd you leave the
Usos at WrestleMania are going to be brother against brother. It's going to be brother against brother. As far as the women's event, dude, I agree about last year, but the thing about it is the men's event is the main ticket. That's the one that pulls so much support. Whether the women's event is better or not, it's still the men's that gets the highlight.
And it's lessening the product for the, and I'm not saying I don't mind seeing women's wrestling, but it lessens the men's product to have 2 elimination chambers, 2 Royal Rumbles. Like, maybe you have, a special, like you have a women's title going on during the Royal Rumble, that you don't have a women's Royal Rumble match on the night of another fucking Royal Rumble.
I loved it, especially with R-Truth running in there on the women. I thought that was great.
Only woman I care about is Rhea Ripley at the moment, and I wish I would.
I will agree with Keenan on a point. So I think 2 women. I'm kind of divided. I don't have a problem with 2 women's Royal Rumbles. I have a problem with 2 women's elimination chambers.
2 elimination chambers, you mean?
Because I think it does lessen the elimination chamber, because we're getting to a point where
all he sees is TNA.
No.
That's why I like the women's product, because you get to see like, oh, they're grappling and touching. I'm good with that. No, I'm joking.
No. But there gets to a point where I'm like, great. Like we get a point where we're watering down the product, right? So if we have 2, like, I feel like the Elimination Chamber should be a gruesome, mean event where we are now in a chain. And I feel like it's an equality position to some degree. And I'm like, great, we should just pick one. We should reserve this event for a serious feud. And so I wouldn't mind just having 2 women's titles, but do we really need 2 elimination chambers? Because once we get to 2, why don't like it's kind of like, okay, cool. This now is an event that we've now sort of cheapened between the 2 of them.
Well,
Like
you could do the men's tomorrow, like we're talking about. The men's are tomorrow, but then a couple of months from now, you do a women's elimination chamber with maybe some lead-in men's matches, some shit that we don't see. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know if it would carry. I don't know if the women's would carry it, you know, as a main stage. I don't think it would. I mean, I could be wrong.
Then they're water, and then you just made our cases for us, because if it can't carry something on its own, and I'm not saying like, it could be its own thing.
I don't think 2 of them hurts it. You know, they were doing 2 whenever they were doing the Raw and the SmackDown. They were doing 2 elimination chambers with the guys at that time. Now they put 1 guys and 1 women's. I think it's fine.
Let me ask Paul this. I don't remember the WrestleMania was where Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda were the main event. It was the first time, and I thought that was great. I thought that whole story carried it. So do you think that also maybe the problem is that it's just the writing versus even just the story and also storyline? Because maybe it's not the problem, is that the wrestling isn't the problem. I don't think the wrestling's the problem anymore. I think the women are just as good as the men. I really do. I mean, and it's just my thought, and I could be wrong, because I think the issue is that who are we pushing and who's resonating? Because when Becky Lynch was the hottest fucking thing in wrestling, let's be realistic. When Becky Lynch became the man, that was the fucking hottest thing.
Okay. If you look at the roster, how many women are that top echelon? And then how many men are of that top echelon? I'm sure you could name about 20 guys. I think you could only name about 5 women.
Well, there's not enough women to carry a full Royal Rumble, at least and that it is true, because
there were enough for the Royal Rumble. There were times.
Yeah, there was enough women. They were all job guys. Got thrown over the top rope. I could care less. Like every one of them.
That's the point. You care less about the women's division. There's only like 5 women that are carrying the weight of the women's division, where there are 20 guys. I mean, you have.
Is there 20 though? I mean, yes. I don't think there's 20.
AJ, you have Randy. You have the Usos. You have
10. I think there's 20. I don't think there's 20.
Making that point for us, man. Like there's just not enough. I'm down to see women's wrestling stuff.
I don't disagree. with the women.
There's about 20 guys that could headline WrestleMania. There's only about 5 women that could headline WrestleMania.
So then we just need to see 1 women's match at WrestleMania.
But that's not the point. The point is the spotlight is on the men's because there's so many great names, and the spotlight's lessened on the women because there's only a few of them. If there was that depth, then maybe, but there isn't that depth yet.
Because the reason why I bring up the whole Becky Lynch position is that the reason why Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Ronda main evented WrestleMania was they were the 3 best talents in that company, undeniably. And let's be realistic, there was, oh shit, there's sirens that just passed my door. Holy fucking shit. I live in a very relatively quiet community. That's very alarming. Hopefully nothing serious is going on. But anyway, continuing back to my point here. You can see that I'm shocked and dismayed. But the reason why Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Ronda main evented WrestleMania was not because of Charlotte or Ronda. It was because Becky Lynch was leaps and bounds beyond everybody else in that company. And that's testament. So I don't disagree with what anybody is saying. I don't. I think it's a talent issue. I don't think it's a gender issue.
I think it's still a bullheaded male-dominated sport too. It's a country bumpkin ass sport. Like I'm not, and this is from a country bumpkin, dude. I'm not against it. I'm not saying, but I mean, dudes don't want to see 2 women do anything but slap fight and pull off shirts and stuff. That's just how it is, unfortunately. Like,
I think in time, they could create that depth in the women's issue. I don't see it as a problem. I just don't think they have it right now. Could they headline wrestle? Obviously, they wrestled. They headline.
Let me ask this question then.
But not right.
I'm going to challenge because I think in NXT they kind of have that. I think in NXT they figured it out. I don't think
NXT is the minors.
But in NXT they get to experiment.
No, I'm not saying they don't. But that's not part of the discussion. It's like talking about the minor league against the Major League of Baseball. You don't talk about the minor league.
Oh, you clearly don't
Have you
understand.
seen the Buffalo Sparks play baseball, dude? They're really good.
Dude, no, I'm not saying. Okay,
I'm joking, man. I don't know who the hell. I just got a WNBA team in a city to play baseball.
You guys have no idea what I look at. As a master in cards, guys, you are all wrong.
No, I understand. There are times whenever the major league or minor league is full of great pitching, and there's not that good of pitching in the majors. That's the case right now. But we're not talking about NXT. We're talking about the WWE and their main rosters. They don't have that depth that brings in that spotlight, that brings in the money. The main card names are the men. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that it should be that way. I'm saying that's the way it is at the moment.
Can I play devil's advocate? Can I be the male sexist pig of the group? Because
go right ahead.
They don't care. Like, we just don't. Like, I'm serious. Like, I just don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm sorry. Like, I want to. I don't want to be a bullheaded male sexist pig.
They need to make you care if they want to headline WrestleMania with women. The company needs.
Rhea Ripley has made me care about them. Charlotte, the man, has made me care about her storyline and what she does.
But it's only
Alexa. Is it Alexa Bliss?
No, she's not there right now.
Well, I don't know if she's there, but I'm naming off people that made me care about what they did.
Right. This is what I'm going back to when I talk about the Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey story. I gave a fuck about the Becky Lynch story and the man, and I gave a fuck about that position. I gave a fuck about how the authority was kind of trying to screw her over, and that's why that deserved to be there. It was not, and Becky Lynch is a fantastic wrestler. If you look at the top 15 wrestlers in WWE right now, Becky Lynch is in that list.
Becky Lynch is easily one of the top 5 women wrestlers. Easily.
But the issue becomes that it's not an issue of wrestling. AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Undeniably. You can't tell me that AJ Styles isn't beyond talented in what he can do. Seth Rollins, same thing. But it's the story. This is the problem with the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest have been utterly destroyed in story, and their talent exceeds their story. And that's the problem with Finn Balor and AJ Styles.
Judgment Day's got a lot of weight at the moment. I mean, them playing off the whole R-Truth thing, them playing off Dominic, them playing off Judgment Day's not losing any credibility at the moment. They're doing really good.
I hate being like, just as again, y'all watch every week. Y'all are super invested in this stuff. You might know what happens. I am not super invested. And again, I don't think it's up to me to be invested on what the Judgment Night is doing. I would get invested on them if they were doing something that I would care about. Like he said,
Dominic, everybody hates him. That's what a bad guy is supposed to be. He's doing his job.
But I don't hate him because of that. I hate him because he is a fucking Cody crybaby.
Rhea Ripley,
what Rock was talking about.
Australia show. Rhea Ripley by herself is carrying. She's part of the Judgment Day.
My daddy, like that's all I hear whenever fucking Dominic talks is I want to slap. Like, dude, shut up. And
that's his job, though. He's a heel.
Ric Flair didn't make me want to. Ric Flair didn't make me think like, oh, you're such a whiny bitch. Shut up, Ric Flair. You know, there's heels out there that'll make you think. I think Dominic could have been that. Like, hey, even though I'm a small dude, I will beat the crap out of you, bro. Don't make me.
Great job. He's doing a good job at wrestling. He's doing a good job at making people hate him. He's doing a good job on the mic. He's doing a great job for what he's supposed to be doing. And as a part of the
diehards over here, I need
carrying his weight.
Dominic I need something better than diehards Dominic, I'm gonna figure that out, dude, before we get off this show.
And like I said, Rhea Ripley, she's doing amazing. How can you disprove that?
Dominic dumbass is over here. That's kind of mean. I don't like that, but that's more to the level I want to go to.
And Damian Priest has the briefcase, the contract.
Oh, I hate that shit too.
Judgment, dude, they're doing great. They don't need a push at the moment. They're doing great.
I think they're gonna die a slow death. I bet you I would put money on that we don't care about the Judgment Night come.
But that's what bad guys are supposed to do.
No, but I'm saying like they're gonna be forgettable. They're gonna be forgotten by the time comes the fall. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. They're healed.
Rhea Ripley is headlining this next show.
I don't think Rhea Ripley's going anywhere. I think Rhea Ripley's gonna.
They're setting up the whole Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley thing for WrestleMania. How is she not going anywhere?
Rhea, no, admit she's not going anywhere. Like where she's not leaving our site. It doesn't matter who's like Judgment Night's gonna come and go.
Her stock is going up.
Yeah, okay, her stock is going. Okay, again, you're talking smarter than me, bro. But what I'm saying is, I don't think she's going anywhere. By like, she's not moving off the card. I think she's doing great, and the rest of them are just gonna fall by the wayside.
She's part of Judgment. She brings Judgment Day stock up. If she's bringing it up, Dominic's bringing it up. You know, Damian Priest with the briefcase is bringing it up. They're not going. I mean,
the poor man's version of Eddie Guerrero in China, dude. That's all. And this again.
But again, they're doing their job right now. Who else is a good bad guy?
I feel like they're not, and let's just agree.
Who else is a good bad guy right now? They're the best bad guy in the business right now. The Rock is trying to be, but I mean, everybody is like.
And see, that's what I'm saying. I think they are. And if Rhea Ripley's a good bad guy, I don't think Dominic and the rest of them. I just don't. There's nothing that I want, and I don't hate them. Like, oh, I'm gonna hate them forever. Oh, I want to see them get beat up. Like, I hate them. They're wasting time. Like, why are we wasting our time?
Want to see them get beat up. I'm just saying their stock is not going down anytime soon.
Let's talk about this because obviously Rhea Ripley is facing Nia Jax.
And she's carrying the show in Australia. It's her show.
You're right. I agree with you. But that
if she's carrying a pay-per-view, how could New Day be?
Where's the rest of the Judgment going to be? I know. I don't. Are they going to be doing anything else? Are the Judgment Night going to have any? I don't care what they're doing.
Do they need to do anything else with her headlining it?
But I'm saying, yes, she's gonna headline it. She's awesome.
She is headlining it. But
they're just some fucking background stooges, dude. They're just some guys who are like, yeah, Rhea, go. You're doing it, Rhea. Oh, you go, girl. You're whooping that.
Didn't Damian have the belts, the tag team belts? Damian's got the contract.
Belts ever met. Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash held the tag team belts together. Let's name off the people that have held the belts. No, the tag team belts don't matter. Not in the grand scheme of things. At least to the fair weather, I don't care fan. I don't want to play that off at all. You guys know this stuff. I literally don't watch it.
Okay, so if the belts don't matter, let's say they don't matter, because I think they matter a little bit. Let's say they don't matter. Damian Priest has the contract. The money in the briefcase contract. Now, you can't say that doesn't matter because about 80% of the people who've had that have gone on to win a championship. So you can't say that doesn't matter.
But it does, but they always pull it off. It's like Hulk Hogan coming out to slam Yokozuna for Bret Hart. I don't give a crap about this. I follow the match.
The point is that Judgment Day's stock, their stock as a group, as a stable, is just going up right now. It's skyrocketing.
Let's talk about that. Fan that's only like that wants to care about this stuff. It's not going up with us, man. And I'm not the only one. My entire YouTube crap is built off of. I'm not the only one out there that thinks like
I said,
Cornet Crony.
Who else is a good bad guy other than them right now? They're the best bad guys right now in the business.
And that saddens the fuck out of me, man. That is sad. That is so sad. Isn't it want to cry a little bit? I feel like I got to go off camera like Mecca and just cry without
Dominic, who's a legacy.
I don't want y'all seeing that shit.
One of the biggest bad guys. It's great.
Then play off your legacy. Be Latino Heat, then, dog. Fucking own that shit and be like, I'm the next rising of Latino hit. Fuck this Judgment Night shit.
Isn't he playing it off? I'm the best Mysterio there is at the moment in history. He's playing it off. He does play off the Latino Heat thing with the whole Three Amigos thing, and people hate it. They hate it. But it's great. That's what he's supposed to do.
But the difference is we love to hate Eddie Guerrero and all other bad guys. I don't love to hate
because Eddie was an anti-hero kind of thing. He was like a Stone Cold, which you didn't know if he was a bad guy or a good guy kind of thing.
Dude, but you keep proving my points for me, dog. To the fair weather lonely dude that doesn't care. Like, yeah, I don't care about little bitch Dominic. I like show me something. Show me some nostalgia, bro. Stone Cold. Latino Heat, like
that's the Three Amigos.
But going to the nostalgia, isn't that what LA Knight is? Because I mean, right?
Yeah.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He is not. Like, if he's again, own it. If that's what you're gonna be, if that's what you are. No, he doesn't. He just no.
He even goes out there and says, if people say that I'm just a ripoff of Stone Cold, if I'm a ripoff, they love me. I'm a megastar. He goes out there and owns it. What are you talking about?
I don't say that about him.
So, no, that's what he says about him.
That doesn't make me like him or hate him. It's just.
But you're saying you want
that?
Here it is.
You know that scene in Gangs of New York where Bill the Butcher says, "I spit you out because you're bland to me." That's how I feel about a lot of the wrestling that goes on in WWE. At the moment, I am sold on this stupid Cody Roman thing. I'm sold on that. I'm watching, I'm listening, I'm ready to go.
Everybody, we want Cody.
Let's get into that because obviously we've destroyed Rhea Ripley versus whoever she's gonna face. We know she's gonna beat Nia Jax, and it's gonna be a great match. She's gonna headline that shit.
And let me just say,
the Royal Rumble, it'll be Bianca or Becky. I mean, that's clear to me.
I don't know because Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax is almost like a dream come true to me. Like a thick girl with like a tall dominant girl. Like I'm kind of down. That's my dreams, dude.
Hey, you're gonna love probably my interview next week, but that's not the point.
Let's go. I'm down. That almost makes the entire match for me.
Don't worry. I'll introduce you to her. She's got J-cups. It'll be fine. I mean, they bounce.
How about their mind, bro? Sheesh, dude. This guy, man. No, I'm joking. My bad.
Hey, just because I get to live the dream doesn't mean you get to be jealous. You can watch it live. I'm just a nice human being. I didn't think I was going to live the dream either. I mean, fuck it. Last night, I got to interview somebody from One Piece. I mean, you think that I ever expected any of this, anybody? Oh, fuck no. It's amazing. I mean, I am a simpleton who all he ever wanted to do was just invest in the stock market and collect my dividend checks. Did I ever think I would be talking to Paul Gomez and Keenan at the same time? Oh, yes, I did, but that's not the point.
But the next night you're hanging out with us. Like, that is a very downward.
I'm upgrading. If anybody ever thought that I would be in this position, I never ever thought I would get the opportunity to
sandwich between two guys. Yeah, we all thought you'd be.
No
doubt. Everybody. Like, what was that guy's name? He definitely saw you two sandwich between. Yeah.
Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax. Is there going to be any surprise? There's not going to be no surprise there.
What do you mean? I did not expect Nia Jax. Watch this. Nia Jax is going to win the championship. It's going to be great. It's going to be no, she's not going to. We all know.
I mean, that's just good the way it's going to be. She's going to, Rhea Ripley's going to win in her hometown or state, country.
It is kind of like
technically Australia's divided into 2 states. You should know this. I mean, clearly, you should know this.
But I mean, she's going to win. She's going to win. It's not going to be no. Is there going to be any surprise at this pay-per-view?
So the only surprise I mean, let's go through this. Who's going to win the men's Elimination Chamber? Let's be realistic.
Drew?
You think it's going to be Drew?
They're building him up so much. They're putting him up against Seth.
Why? Why are they building Drew up?
Again, they can't beat the shit out of somebody for years and then decide, no, now he's going to be great. They can't do that.
His contract is coming up. His contract is coming up. They're wanting to play him off.
Yep. Why are they trying to build Drew up? Because they want to re-sign him, and they are terrified that they are going to lose him. Now, the issue is that are they going to lose him to AEW? Is he going to go back to TNA? What is he going to go on to the Indies? And I don't know if WWE can afford to lose Drew McIntyre at the moment.
They're not going to. They're going to put the belt on him. He's going to be happy, and he's going to go on with that. And even if he didn't get the belt, he'll be in a big match in WrestleMania. He'll be happy.
Wait, real quick. Yeah, the people that leave WWE like have terrible lives afterwards and don't come back and learn a new hold and do great. Because maybe that's what McIntyre might need is to leave for a little bit, learn a new hold, and come back. He needs to do it again, I think, then. Because he's having, again, I'm not sold on Drew McIntyre. I want to be, but...
Who else are you going to put in there against Seth?
I mean, look, Drew McIntyre. I've had a great experience with Drew McIntyre. With Drew McIntyre, me and him, I was at a WrestleMania weekend at Shea Stadium when they were in New York, or City Field, and I said to Drew McIntyre, I said, hey, man, you're one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen, and I hope you get the belt soon. And this was about 2 years before, and he said, I hope so too. And I said, I hope you deserve it. It was a cool meeting with him. Got a picture with him. I put it up every once in a while. Maybe every 1 out of 4 he retweets it. Really cool guy. And he's like one of the nicest human beings.
I'm not hating on him. Believe me, I just don't. I think they messed him up.
My point about Drew McIntyre is that the guy's put in the work. And if WWE loses him, it's a big loss. It's kind of like
he just pinned Cody Rhodes, which Cody hasn't been pinned in over like a year or something. He just pinned Cody Rhodes, so it's going to set up a Drew Cody event if they both win the belt at WrestleMania. So why wouldn't they put it on Drew? Like I said, who else would they put it on?
How long are these storylines going to play? How long do I have to care about Cody and Drew play out? Because we got this WrestleMania.
It just started. The Cody Drew thing just started.
But I'm saying we got a whole little thing to get through, and it just can't be about Cody Rhodes and we can't keep talking about the 4 same guys. Don't they have to try to build something else and do something else? How long do I have to care about this?
All wrong here. I just need Drew to win the belt, and it's only for 3 days. So it's hard and even. I can get my money, and then he can drop the belt to Damian Priest. I don't really care. It's about me and my money.
So again, Andrew's just trying to let's bury this guy even further into a hole. So then he has to come back even further because that's what they've done to him every time. And it just
no, you guys are all thinking about this wrong. All we need is Drew to get the belt and me to make my money.
How much are me and this guy getting off of your little dividends real quick? Because then maybe we give a shit what's going on with your little stuff.
No, Keaton, I'll give you my trades. If you just want my trades, all you have to do is say, Andrew, I just want your trades. I'll
I want cold hard cash. We're all
shut the fuck up. Just let me finish the point, please. Well, I'll charge him $20 for my trades. You get them for free.
That's messed up. Andrew he's just playing us off of each other. Okay, check it out. So you give it to me for free and I'll give them to him. We got all right, that's how it goes. That's how it goes in for this. We all want Drew McIntyre to just win for 3 days now. That's all he needs is 3 days. And LA Knight, you know what? How about Drew McIntyre wins for 3 days? LA Knight can get it from him just for a couple days, and then Damian Priest comes through to where everything's just stupid. Let's just waste everything.
Hey, I'm not opposed to that. Look, these guys have held on to the belt for a year. I don't think the belts change. Either one of the belts have changed hands for ever. So why not let it change hands for a little bit? But I don't think that's what's going to happen. It's going to change hands at WrestleMania. I don't think it's going to change hands much here.
Well, and real quick before, didn't we unify the title at some point? Isn't the Doesn't Roman Reigns have the united? I don't know what's the technical term for it, guys.
Unified super duper epic super saiyan title belt. That's the
okay, and
belt of eternity.
Seth Rollins is carrying the belt from WCW, right? The World Championship, right? I don't know. I don't remember all these ins and outs. I'm trying to get it all straight. Like, why wasn't the unified title enough? And then the two United States and because we got like 15 belts going, right? I mean, I'm not for sure. Again, I just come in every once in a while. You guys would know.
Would you like me to solidify it? So there was a point where Roman solidified the two belts, but then you realize that this is a really dumb idea, but we can't separate the two belts. So we'll just create a new title. And they had a tournament where Seth Rollins won.
You asked.
Why aren't the two little United States Intercontinentals enough to go on each? Why couldn't they be the two like little titles for each show? And then you have the one big guy to come in.
I don't get it either. I think Roman getting the big belt and him being off screen, same thing with Brock, was great because guess what it did? It gave the Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship opportunity to grow. And
but Gunther hasn't lost it in like a year either. I mean, they've been stagnant.
Gunther's at what, 619? He's at 619 days as the Intercontinental Championship. That's insanity.
I don't think he's going to lose it until WrestleMania, and I think he's going to lose it to LA Knight at WrestleMania. This is why I don't think LA Knight is going to win at the Elimination Chamber, because they're going to put him and Gunther or him and Logan in a wrestling match at WrestleMania.
I'd like to see. I'd be down to see him and Logan. I might like LA Knight if he beats the shit out of Logan Paul.
It might be Logan.
I might like that. I could be down for that. I like that.
Logan fighting in the Elimination Chamber, something huge come out of it, and then them fight and finish it off at WrestleMania.
So let's talk about Paul. Isn't Logan Paul the United States champion?
Yes.
So this is my whole thing. I think Logan Paul. I don't know. Did you guys see the John Cena interview with Logan Paul?
Yeah.
I think so.
He did a great job with that interview. I thought that interview was fantastic. I respect the fuck out of Logan Paul. The guy has come so far as a good interview.
He doesn't need a belt or the win, though. He can keep going strong. He doesn't need that stuff. He can keep going.
I agree. I'm just speaking about his interview with John Cena. He had a great interview with Randy Orton. He had a great interview with Triple H. Obviously, I think Logan Paul is legitimately the savior for WWE. What is he making, like $5-6 million with WWE right now?
Savior?
I don't know about savior.
Yeah, because he brings media attention. I think everybody.
I agree. He
he's
brings
the heel. I love to hate him.
I don't think he's a savior. He does bring stock to them, but I don't think he's their savior. They're doing great anyway. They were going to get this Netflix deal anyway.
Yeah, and they just got $5 billion. We don't need to talk about any savior or anything. I mean,
nobody's like,
despite Vince McMahon's antics, they still got. They're good. They're good.
Yeah, despite coming in trying to make him the highlight of the show.
Let me ask you a question here. Would you rather have Logan Paul in the company or Vince McMahon out of the company? Which one is better for the company?
Logan Paul in the company.
It's like the dumbest question ever. Of course,
no, you have to choose one. No. I mean, it's a dumb question, but we all know the answer, right?
Logan, yeah.
No. You can. No. I don't think everybody understands the question.
Yeah,
so you have Vince McMahon out as the answer, or Logan in. But Vince McMahon stays if Logan's in, or Vince McMahon's out and Logan's not in. We all understand that Vince McMahon leaving WWE is the best option right now.
All right, so Logan in and Vince McMahon out is the best. That's what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is that Logan would not be in that company, but Vince would be out, or Vince would be in the company, but Logan would be in.
Logan, both of them in would be better.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys think that Vince still staying with WWE would be the answer?
You don't think Vince hurts him that bad?
Dude, I would still go see Bill Cosby if he was doing stand up. Like, I'm not. I would still just to be like, I went to go see Bill Cosby. Like, Like
because my position is very different than the two of you. Vince, it's time that you have retired. You at a certain point in companies, there's a point where the founder needs to take a step back, and somebody doesn't need to give their equity. They say, "Hey, look, I'm handing the torch over." And I'll be honest, maybe I come from a different world than the two of you do, but I'm a big Michael Saylor fan, and he handed the torch of his company over to somebody else to be the CEO, and he's focusing on other things. Is he the majority stockholder? Of course. There's nothing wrong with being the majority stockholder, but there gets a point where I think where you got to hand the torch to the next generation.
Yes, but you're asking if Logan Paul in the company with Vince in there is better than with both of them out. I think the fact that you have Logan Paul, an influencer, someone who's a next generation kind of thought, kind of media, kind of attention, I think the fact that you bring him in has more stock than kicking Vince out. So I think both of them being in would be better just because Logan Paul brings in so much new blood to the company.
I don't think this is Logan Paul's forever job, and he's using this as a stepping stone. He wants to be.
Even still, I mean, having that influencer.
Oh, it does. I mean,
what could be, and I'm not saying he's a savior of the company because the company's doing great on its own, but he's kind of like the next generation kind of thing. If others are going to be like him, influencer, wrestler, and as you know, full-hearted into it, then that's great for the business. That's great for the company.
You guys understand fully that WWE is a big NIL fan, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
WWE it has a back office that is specifically designed for NILs in college references and college influencers and even beyond college influencers.
Well, I just think that me and him both agreed that we will put up with Vince McMahon a little bit longer to see some more Logan Paul, because I don't think Logan Paul is going to stick around in WWE for 25 years.
Okay, let's take a bet. Logan Paul lasting longer than CM Punk. What do I do here?
Longer than CM Punk.
For longer than at the moment, longer than CM Punk, but I think Logan Paul might do the CM Punk thing, leave and go do something else, and then come back to wrestling. And now I'm back. Here you go, guys.
Logan Paul enjoys it. I think CM Punk might get frustrated with it.
I'll ask in a different way.
It's apples and oranges.
Lasting for SummerSlam or Survivor Series? So you think CM Punk will make it to SummerSlam, or will he get to Survivor Series? That's my real question with CM Punk. Is he gonna make it, or will CM Punk be color commentator? Because I would love to see CM Punk as color commentating. I would love to see it. I'm not gonna lie. I think it'd be great.
I think it'll be there for a year.
Yeah, I think it all just depends on how his injury works out and how. I mean, he's gonna be a good color commentator, but I think he still wants to be in there and make the real money. Like, he just got back. He wants to do his Cody Rhodes thing. He wants to show everybody like he's a grown-up now.
Yeah.
Well, you think CM Punk will do a glass match? That's my real question with Jack Barry.
How many real questions you got, Mecca?
I have all the real questions. Because
my real question though. I just disguised it all to this question.
I'm a little bit inebriated. What I mean by is a lot inebriated.
My question
is, hit me up. So I want to clarify this. When you hit me up, I was already pretty deep into my Law and Order.
My question is,
on Friday.
Did it matter that The Rock came back?
No, I think it only lessened everything.
I think The Rock shouldn't have came back. But the way he came back, he did it wrong. And then the fact that he pivoted the way he did, and he should have.
So
he still did it wrong.
So I got a question to ask. Did he do it John Cena wrong? That's the real question.
The Rock did wrong all the way across the board every time. Should he still be in WrestleMania? Sure. Should he be in a wrestling match with Roman Reigns, either as a partner or against him? No. Should he be in there with Cody? No, he
He
should find
dilutes it
somebody
all.
else.
Andrew left us again, man. He just keeps
That's fine, let
bouncing
him.
us. He doesn't fucking matter anymore.
But I mean, I don't think The Rock should be in there with either Roman Reigns or Cody. He should have found an opponent and lifted them up, you know, more than any of these guys. These guys don't need it.
Real quick, before we get too far past John Cena, does it make anybody else mad that when he's on live TV, you see that bald spot in the middle of his head? In movies, you don't see it.
Right.
It kind of pisses me the hell off. I watched his new movie on Netflix or whatever it was. Like, where's that bald spot I just saw? Like, what happened? Like, what are you doing? Like that spray? What is it? Oh, this is the card he's selling it. See, that's why he left us. Like, because he got to push his merch. It's like, oh, we're just talking about some bullshit.
It came out on Leaf Metal. I was like, motherfucking A. I got no money. I got to figure out how to figure this out. And boy, did I figure it out.
Yeah, one of my questions.
He's welcome to Kabani. If he wants his own streams, come on. I'll send him the link.
I see you have kids, right, man?
Yeah, I got a few.
Does it upset you in any way when fucking Roman Reigns tells you, acknowledge me? It's like my child's like, shut up, you whiny. Like, acknowledge you? Who do you think you are? I'm not acknowledging. Shut up.
I like Roman Reigns as a bad guy, but I just don't like that he's had the belt that long.
I like him as a bad guy too, and I agree with you, but that acknowledge me shit, I'm over it. Acknowledge me. Like, how old are you, man?
I like the bloodline thing, but yeah, I'm over it.
I think they did, like we've talked about before, Mecca left us. I think that this was the whole wrong way with, I think the bloodline should have got through this Cody Roman thing, because the Rock and Roman fighting the belt doesn't matter. Roman could not have the belt, could have already lost the belt. Cody's off doing this thing with Seth, they're doing something else. And then the Rock and Roman are fighting, the Usos are fighting, everything's just imploding. Because, like, and this finally, The Rock is a part of the bloodline. Like, what hasn't this thing been going on since the beginning of time with the Hawaiian dudes? Like, from the whole bloodline thing, it was a whole thing that their grandfathers did. So, hasn't The Rock always been a part of the bloodline? Like, he was busy trying to make movies, and that's failed. So he
was gonna come out and fight Roman, and then everybody was like, "Hey, Rock, you stole Cody's spot," which he did. And then everyone kind of got upset, and he's like, well, let's pivot this to where me and Roman are on the same side. And to me, it's, I mean, why? Who cares?
Yeah, nobody cares.
I don't think people care about Rock being in there now. He could have done so much.
Let's call it what it was, in which that it got very, very interesting, where Cody wins the Royal Rumble for the second year in the row. Makes sense, right? Because Cody goes to Roman, CM Punk goes to Seth Rollins before CM Punk was hurt. Cool. Great. CM Punk's out of that position. We got to figure out what we're doing with Seth Rollins, but we got a pretty good idea what we're doing with Roman. Then this whole Vince position comes out. And great, The Rock says, hey, I want to challenge Roman, which we all wanted, which should have been WrestleMania 39 or 38 for fuck's sake. What?
That's not the timeline. Rock was planning on this before all that Vince stuff came out. He was planning on facing Roman. Whenever he signed the contract to be part of the company, he made sure that he was going to be the main event. So he was already stealing it from Cody. This was all before the Vince stuff came out.
I don't know. I don't believe that, because I think what's happened clearly is that, to me, the way this thing is played out, I don't know if that was the storyline or that was the agenda, or if it wasn't. That's where this gets really intriguing, right? Because I have no idea what's real or what's not anymore, or what's a diversion to get away from this whole Vince being kicked out of this position with this horrific. I mean, I don't know if you've read it. I think me and Keenan have spoken about this, but it's pretty bad.
But I mean, the thing about it is, it dropped
the most underselling job of Vince's situation ever. I don't know if you read it. It's pretty bad, man.
It dropped The Rock stock. I mean, he was up here, then he went down here, and everyone's like, hey, you're stealing Cody. Now he's down here, and it's making him look worse and worse and worse and worse. And now I don't think people really care about him.
Well, the only came back is
he's trying to be a bad guy, but they're like, we don't care.
Well, he hasn't had a hit movie in like a couple years or something. So we only came back to kind of do something.
Yeah,
like I need to.
Whenever it came to the wrestling world, he walked on water. Now he's like treading water.
I agree. I
he's
think
doing so much better stuff.
The Rock, this guy was right. The Rock waited too long, but it would have been too early. I mean, would we have cared about Roman facing The Rock before he like built himself up? I wouldn't have. I don't know. This shit's stupid. It's
so
stupid.
let me ask this question then. John Cena versus The Rock at WrestleMania. I gave a fuck about that match, right? Because I'm like, great, we got the guy who's here in WWE, we got The Rock, and we got this epic showdown where is this the moment where we're going to get the torch passed to John Cena, or we're going to get the acknowledgement? But John Cena's been the guy in WWE hustling his ass off, not Hollywood John Cena yet, but we got Hollywood Rock versus collective John Cena, and then we get that again, and that was when I felt the torch was passed. And they kind of reversed the second time they did that at WrestleMania, which was sort of stupid. But I thought the first time they did it, I'm like, I'm invested because we got this position here where we got the guy who went to Hollywood. We got the worker wrestler who's been busting his ass off. And what the fuck is going to happen in this match, right? And the second time they did it, I'm like, still cool. What's going to happen here in the round 2 of this match, right? The rematch. Cool, especially at WrestleMania. Awesome. Cool. This, I feel, is the redacted version of John Cena versus The Rock. We've seen this already. I don't really care if Roman versus The Rock. I don't care if Cody versus The Rock. I don't care if it's The Rock as a special guest referee and he turns on Roman. I don't give a fuck. Who gives a shit? I'm more interested in, to me, the position has changed. And it's not to dismiss The Rock, because The Rock has done amazing shit.
Right.
But then we go into the stock position of this, and maybe it's me as the investor, maybe I'm reading too much into it. He's now sitting on the board of TKO, which is a newly formed company out of Endeavor, which bought WWE. And I'm like, is this a stock and powered play so he feels special? Like, WTF, man. Like, bro, like, this seems like what everything John Cena was talking about, a Rock going Hollywood. This is exactly what John Cena called in that promo years ago. John Cena then apologized, and then I'm looking at John Cena stock, and I'm like, dude, you fucking called it like an A. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like,
Rock could have came in and put somebody over that needed to be over. Did Roman need to be over? No. Did Cody need to be over? No, because they're already up there. He could have came in and put someone like LA Knight over. He could have came in and put someone like A-Town over. Grayson Waller over. Could you have seen that?
That doesn't matter, though.
That would have been a great match. Could you have seen Rock versus Gunther? That would have been a great match.
Real quick, before we can move to do you think that if the Rock and Roman thing hadn't gotten blown up, do you think the Rock would have beat Roman or lost to him?
I think he would have beat Roman, but I don't think either way would have been beneficial for anyone. If he beat Roman, that would have been a shame because he's beating Roman. But if he puts Roman over, did Roman really need to go over?
I don't know.
Roman should have beat The Rock when he became that. If you want to be the head of the bloodline, then you beat the supposed best of the bloodline.
But this is where it gets complicated, right? Talk about wrestling lore. Roman beat Undertaker, and Undertaker said that it was a mistake for Brock to beat him and break the streak. It should have been Roman. Now the question becomes, is that if we're redacting history, if we put aside the Brock position of beating Undertaker, this is where this gets so fucking complicated.
This is where it gets complicated. We're just now starting to get complicated. My bad. I thought we were already deep into this water. My bad. Go ahead, take
No, we're now in uncharted territory. No pun intended to Beyond Wrestling. But anyway, my point is,
I'll be right back.
Paul's got. I look how Paul has Randy Zimmerman as his profile. I think that's funny. You don't know Randy out. Randy's great. I got to know Randy a while ago. But anyway, the point about this is that there gets a position where it's just like, how are we acknowledging people and their legacy? And I just think it's so stupid. Like, to me, I don't really get where we're going with WrestleMania. I don't give a fuck about this shit. I don't care anymore. John Cena's the greatest, is my point.
I honestly don't think that up until this recent point, I don't think The Rock would have put anybody over. He would not want his, like you talk about stock going up. The Rock only gives two shit. He really only cares about his stock going up and the millions of dollars in Hollywood. I think he would not put anybody over. I bet you it was even like twisting his arm to get him to put John Cena over. Like finally, and I think the biggest problem with The Rock coming back is Hollywood Hogan never left the wrestling. He was always wrestling. No matter how old he got, no matter how crappy he got, he was never anything other than a wrestling. He wanted to be a movie star, but he wasn't. So him coming back to fight The Rock, you could see that happening. The Rock coming back to fight John Cena, it's like, we know you don't want to do this, bro. You want to be in a movie with Kevin Hart. You don't want to be.
You want to be with Vin Diesel in Fast 5. Come on, let's not cut this shit right here.
No, I don't want to be with Vin Diesel. Oh, I want to be in Hobbs and Shaw 3. That's what I want to be in. This guy, that's what I'm saying. He waited till
Fast 5 is a good movie. Fast 6 was okay. Fast 7 was okay.
The Rock waited until he needed WWE, and WWE knows that. You want to come back when you need us? Where was this shit at?
That's my argument to you, though. I'm going to counter you, and I'm going to be very polite. They gave him a fucking board seat on TKO. And I'm like, as an investor, I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing, shit? Man, this is a bad fucking idea. Like, for fuck's sake, there's 20 other thousand people going to be more influential. And I'm like, you as a fucking company are giving The Rock a board seat in that company? I get that he's influential, but is he that influential? Logan Paul versus The Rock? I'll put my money on Logan Paul.
The Rock is never going to go with he's never going to lose to somebody like Logan Paul. Yeah. That is extreme. The Rock. I'm telling you, up until like a couple weeks ago, The Rock.
You're misunderstanding my point.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No. My point is that TKO gave The Rock a board seat on that company's board. I would rather have given them a board seat to Logan Paul than The Rock. I'm not saying losing to Logan Paul. I agree with you on the point that The Rock's ego would never lose to Logan Paul. They do not have a good relationship right now. I don't know if Logan Paul and The Rock could be in the ring together at this point. They have serious bad blood with what's happened to The Rock's mother and the whole issue in Japan with Logan Paul. There's bad blood between that. I don't want to go into that too much. It's a very sensitive topic about issues of suicide and that shit. And again, I'm being very sensitive.
Unalive, bro. Unalive.
No. I'm being very respectful on it, hopefully on the issue, because I get it.
No, I was just saying, like, you have to say unalive. You cannot say the other word. I'm not gonna get
it. Fair enough.
Sound like I do. I don't.
Fair enough. I'll rescind my position. But anyway, the point is that there's very bad blood between the two of those people. What I was talking about is more along the lines of that on a board position. I don't know if The Rock brings any major value to TKO, which is the spin-off of Endeavor with WWE and UFC. I'd rather have Logan Paul on that board seat because I think Logan Paul brings more value. That's what I was saying. I get where you're going with this. Logan Paul would be a fucking disaster. Fucking A, man. Don't even fucking pretend to say that The Rock would go over for Logan Paul, which he should go over for. If anybody in a ring should go over somebody, The Rock should go over for Logan Paul. That would benefit WWE massively at WrestleMania. You want to talk about the match? Rock, Logan Paul. That
shoot, they have to be a shoot. I might actually pay for the pay-per-view. Like, even though I have Peacock, I might actually be like, let's give them some pay-per-view.
Take my money, right? Take my money, right?
Yeah.
That's the answer, right? That's the hashtag.
Right?
Right?
Let's do that on TKO. Shoot fight between The Rock and Logan Paul. You got my money all day.
We'll put that in an octagon, right? There we go, right?
Charge me $120 for that, bitch. I will pay that all day for that one.
Give me 5 rounds, put a belt on that shit. Oh, you guys the championship. Oh,
I don't even need a belt. I don't even need a belt on that. Like, let's just see. I want to see.
No, we need a belt. We need a belt because how are we going to sell the pay-per-view, Keaton?
Watching The Rock actually punch Logan Paul. Like, I feel like that's why I say to like my sons and shit, like, you never been punched by a real man, bro. Like, I promise you, like, the first time you get punched by a real man, you come and talk to me about that, because I will, like, you're gonna be surprised, like, holy shit, Dad, they rocked my world. That real man punched me in my face. Like, yeah, that's what happened. That's what's gonna happen. And I don't think.
What was the last time you guys got punched by a real man in the face?
I'm a goddamn man, bro. I'm gonna punch you back. Like, you're not gonna get. Yeah, probably years ago. It's probably like over. Like, I'm too old for that fighting shit. I'm like Danny Glover. If we're going out, I'm like, somebody like, dude, I'm too old for this shit. What are you talking about?
Mine was probably within 3 years.
Yeah, if the cops get called, it's totally going to be in my favor. I know that for sure. Like, they're going to come up like, oh my gosh, sir, are you okay? Is this guy bothering you, sir? I am so sorry, man. You had to call the police, sir. It must have been you. The Mecca don't even tell us he has to bounce. He just leaves like, oh, it's all good. No problem. Not like we're like live streaming anywhere and doing anything like not that we're in the middle of talking about anything. So yeah, what were we talking now? So Rock and Logan Paul doesn't matter.
I don't think there's gonna be any surprises in this wrestling pay-per-view. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's gonna be any surprises.
I think the only surprises are if they bring out Cody Rhodes, The Rock, or they're gonna bring out. It's gonna the matches aren't selling this shit. The promos are.
Well, Cody and Seth are supposed to come on a talk show.
I'm sorry.
Talk segment.
Comment, everybody. I need to comment. If the police are called in a fight with me, I am a disabled person, and they're gonna look at me and be like, "Holy shit!"
We're in Texas, bro. I still win, dude.
No. Let me explain. They'll be like, "Bro, I'm sorry that we have to arrest you, but you beat the fuck out of that person. How did you do it, man? How the fuck did you do it?
United States just hit me, sir. I don't know what's wrong with them over there, sir."
No. The only question that's gonna be asked ever is, "Sir, you're under arrest, but between you and me, and I'm not gonna tell the DA, but bro, how the fuck did you do it?"
You only see me in this little box. You just don't know the level of disabled I am, bro. I got you beat, dog. I promise
you're a hero, sir. I just want to let you know.
I'm not a hero. I'm the worst person ever, dude. No.
No. This is how this is gonna go, bro. How the fuck did you beat the shit out of him? And you're on crutches? We're confused. Whoa. I'm sorry. As a department, we have no idea how to process this, and we're so confused. You're under arrest. But
he hit me with his crutch, sir. He hit me with his crutch, so I dropped to my knees and beat the shit out of him, sir. What else was I supposed to do? You told me as a section, what do you do?
But they're gonna be like, what the fuck? And they call their sergeant and their captain, and they're like, what do we do here, sir? We're so fucking confused.
And first StreamYard, I'm gonna hit him up and be like, hey man, Mecca I'm sorry. It had to happen. No, I'm joking. I love you, bro.
Yeah,
when we're in different states, we get real weird, Mecca. We get real weird.
Imagine the trial, right? So the trial's gonna do something like this: is like, I'm gonna hobble to the jury stand and she's gonna be like, bro, how did that guy do that? And it's gonna be the weirdest DA position.
I'm telling you, man, he just does not get the level. I look very good for disabled guy. I'm telling you, man, but I look like I'm 75. Number one, I look like I'm 75 when I walk up there. I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna promo it up. You're gonna be the Shawn Michaels of the situation. I'm gonna be the Bret Hart. It's all gonna be your fucking fault. No, actually, you're gonna be the Vince McMahon. I'm gonna be the Bret Hart.
Let me explain. I just got to do Charlie Campbell, and he plays Gran Torino. So I'm gonna walk up to the stage like this old guy in my mask. And be like, oh, I'm a feeble old guy.
Okay, let's bring the other guy into it. Do you hear this? Do you hear us just bickering like a married couple over nothing? This is imaginary bullshit across
this is imaginary bullshit. I'm at being trial right now, and I'm just creating my defense. Well, like, why are you dismissing my defense here? I'm getting off here, and I'm acquitting myself, and you are simply dismissing it.
And I just point out, he said he's getting off. It's fucking weird, right, bro? Like, we're all like 3 guys, but this dude's getting off on.
What do you mean? I'm talking legalese. You think this is sexual? What the fuck, bro? I'm trying to make my defense here, and you're simply you're dismissing it. What the shit, man? Why are you trying to?
Man, you're talking like you're going down on the
Eastern I'm not trying to go to jail. What the fuck's wrong with you?
This is going down on the Eastern Shoreboard. This is going down in Texas. This is. I'm gonna say he made a move on me.
I'm in Connecticut. Connecticut was getting off defense. What the fuck, bro? I understand. You're from the
South. The court. I thought he was getting off, so I beat that shit.
Bro, why are you trying to get me committed?
That's important.
I want to win. What the fuck's wrong with you?
You win, Mecca. You win. I don't
know. What's wrong with you? I want to know. I'm seriously trying to get acquitted here. You think that me and Paul's common enemies here? No offense, Paul. I think we could say it collectively. I'm just trying to get a defense here. I'm trying to establish motive and defense because I want to get acquitted. I am innocent by
defense. The fact that you're thinking about this shit gives me a lot of Jeffrey Dahmer vibes, bro. Like, I'm literally just telling you, like, hey, this is when some shit goes down.
I'm sorry.
Real, Mecca. You're like, I'm CSI Miami in this shit, so I don't get
want to give you Kool-Aid while I'm at it.
I'm not trying to get SVU'd Christopher Maloney on you or anything. My Mariska Hargitay, I'm just pulling out names. My bad, dude.
Hey, I'm sorry. Amanda Rollins is the way to go, bro. You need to understand that we're not doing this shit. It's the new school stuff.
Again, man, I am old school. Even Law and Order, I am old school. What are you talking about? I'm trying to talk about some real shit. He's bringing up new school Law and Order.
I don't know what neither one of y'all are talking about.
Exactly, you're killing me, Smalls. Let's talk about some real shit, some wrestling shit. Let's talk about some non-scripted sports shit here. TKO wrestling. No, I'm joking. I'm so lost. We lost. I wrote wrestling down on my shit, and every viewer is like, "What the fuck is going on now, man?" These guys are talking about who's going to get off on murder charges. Like nothing.
I'm just trying to establish my defense here. You think I can survive in prison? What the fuck are you guys thinking? I mean, actually, I probably would make it.
Now we're surviving in prison. Like, what is happening? It's like, do you not see this train going off the rails, my man? Like, I am just sitting back. Like, what did I get involved in? Like,
no.
And it's my fault too. It's not. I'm not blaming any. It's my fault. I got us way derailed.
What do you mean? I'm
Mecca's trying to get off on me. Mecca's trying to get off on me online. We should be on OnlyFans or something, Mecca. I got an OnlyFans set up for this, Mecca.
You need a different story, but that's not the point here.
Can we put my OnlyFans link up here on the? Like, I see a bunch of your Facebooks, but my OnlyFans isn't up here for some reason.
I do have an OnlyFans. That's not the point here. Just because I am very beautiful.
I was joking.
We get to hate me, guys. No, I don't have an OnlyFans. I don't have an OnlyFans.
I hate you.
All right.
I love you. I love everybody. What's
I
up?
agree. I'm all for the love.
We're having a weird three-way tonight, guys. Like I'm just throwing it out there. I don't
You got a four-way, but the guy didn't
There's
want
a lot of fucking eye contact going on too. I want to point that out as well. Like I don't want to lie to eye contact. Look away. Let's talk this way. So, what do you think about Brock Lesnar getting? No, I'm joking.
Let me explain about my relationship with Brock Lesnar. Paul knows this story, but I'll tell Keenan. Keenan, you might have heard the story.
I'm looking
the
this way.
best night at a bar I ever had was my pickup line with my friend Eric and Brock Lesnar. So what I said to him, so Eric decided when we walked through the bar, yeah, I go to the bathroom. He said, cool, bro. I'm gonna go to the bar. I'm walking perfectly fine, with a little bit of a limp, but this cute girl is next to me. I'm like, yeah, hey, how are you? Wasn't responsive. My friend Eric shows up. I'm like, oh yeah, it's my friend Eric. He's fighting Brock Lesnar tomorrow night. Eric is a semi-jacked individual, and he's physically fit. I'm a little chunky. I'll say that nicely. Got a little weight on me, maybe 5 pounds overweight. Nothing too big, but I need to hit the gym. And I said, I perfectly introduced Eric, saying, oh yeah, Eric is fighting Brock Lesnar, and his girl automatically gets disarmed so chalantly that like she just starts opening up to me, and all night long I'm basically flirting with this girl and I'm calling every shot and every position. And meanwhile, my entire intention is that Eric is driving me and we're in these designated driver to the bar. I'm trying to hook up my friend Eric with a girl. Turns out I get myself hooked up with this girl instead by opening up with saying, hey, my friend Eric is fighting Brock Lesnar. So that's my Brock Lesnar story. Called every single shot and every single move. She went to the bedroom. I'm like, yo, she went to the bedroom with a girl. She's talking about me, and she's talking about the next move. And she had a guy friend there. She dismissed the guy friend. She said, I guarantee you her guy friend who's into her, she's going to dismiss when he hits her up saying we got to go. She's going to deny him for the next 30 minutes. And boy, did I call that thing like fucking spot on perfect. And Eric, my friend Eric, who's a good friend of mine, is like, bro, how did you fucking call that? I'm like, dude, I saw it a mile out. And so that's the day my friend Eric said, dude, you fucking made it as a man. Congratulations. And that was the end of the night. And
my friend Eric, don't like stare at him. He's ugly and misshapen. He's not very fit. Don't dismiss him just because of that. Like don't bully him too much.
No, Eric is a beautiful man.
I know. That's why I would talk shit about him and be like, yeah, we can't all be fit like me. We can't all be like, we can't all have it together like me. This guy over here.
No. See, this is the point, is that my relationship with Brock Lesnar and Eric and me, we have a three-way.
I'm about to say, you got a lot of three-way with guys going on, dude. Like
I do. Not
really. I wouldn't really like.
But it's not gay because the dicks don't touch.
What's it called? It's not gay if it's not it's not gay if it's in a three-way unless it's this three-way, right?
No, it's not gay.
Pretty lame. Pretty lame. And what is it? Friday night everywhere? What don't we have to do? Me and him got kids, bro. That's our excuse. What's your excuse, man?
What do you mean? I don't have an excuse. I'm making it right now. I'm trying. It's hard. Dude, it's hard. I mean, you'd be surprised. It's very difficult to make a kid.
Millions would disagree there. There's millions of dudes out there right now like, damn, I just keep having so many kids so easily. What's going on?
I'm trying to do it.
I don't know how to stop it.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to do it responsibly because believe me, trust me, I got so much shit going on. All I want to do in my life is that when I have a kid, I want to make sure that my child has the best opportunities in life and has the best environments. And that's what I am trying to accomplish. And it might sound facetious, but I want to give my child every fucking advantage they can possibly have.
You want to sponsor a kid that's misfortunate here in Texas? I got a couple of them that could really benefit from a benefactor. They would acknowledge you, bro. I promise you. They would. You'd be like,
would they say that I'm the head of the table?
They would acknowledge you. They would show you all the appreciation and love.
What would they say? I'm the head of the table, and would, technically speaking, I have to ask the question because I had a 12-minute conversation last night about Pop-Tarts and how I'm writing the letter to the Pop-Tarts. Their Apple Jacks flavor of their Pop-Tarts was very, very bad. I'm very upset about it. I'm writing that letter right now, and I'm still working on it, by the way. It'll be out on Monday morning, I promise. I'm very, very upset about it. I had this Applejack Pop-Tarts. Oh, my fucking God. It was like the worst Pop-Tart I ever tasted. It was so bad. I had the Wild Berry this morning. Oh, my God. It was like 1,000 times better. I'm so
Pop-Tart intake is scary for a grown-ass man, right, dude? Like...
Are you saying that I'm a
like, to have no kids and intake this many Pop-Tarts is a little bit scary. Throwing off some Dahmer-esque vibes. Just say no.
No.
Fucking with you, I'm fucking with you.
No. You haven't tasted this Applejack stuff. It was bad, dude. It upset me, and I'm infuriated.
It felt like you were gonna ask me if I would be upset if my kids called you the head of the table if you were the benefactor. I would not have a problem if you paid for shit, Mecca. I would not have any problem at all. It would acknowledge you, and you could be the head of the table all you fucking want to, bro.
No, I don't want to be the head of the table. All I want you to do on your podcast, I said I would. Hell, I'll give you $10. Just mention my pockets every once in a while. I was perfectly confident. I don't even have to deal with it on your show.
I told you that I don't need any money. I need to get a viable link. I can't be looking shit up and having to like write this stuff down. I just need you to send me
a viable link. I
know you do. I just don't have them all written down. If you could just text me or chat me a viable link, I'll put that on.
I'm happy to pay you. If this is about money,
I know it's not. I don't want your money, dude. The fucking 10 people, the 10 people that are gonna benefit that you're gonna get from watching, like I'm not gonna give you that much. You want to pay $1 per person? I'm not gonna charge you $1 per person, bro. I'm
happy to
happily call you out and be like, hey, check. Even though I got some Dahmer vibes, check out Mecca and his pie. He's got some really good tips on trading stocks and women wrestlers. Don't let that like throw you off, bro. I know you're gonna think, oh, this guy might kill you, but no, it's cool. Might not alive you. My bad. I fucked up. See, everybody, players mess up too, dude. Players mess up, Mecca. I'm sorry, man. I apologize. That was a call back to next Friday. I don't know if you ever seen next Friday when he'd be messing up, be like, players fuck up too. Players fuck up too, Craig. I think of that shit way too much in my head. Like it lives in my head. And they acknowledge me. Roman Reigns acknowledge me, lives in my head for the wrong reasons. Like anytime my son is being whiny, I'm like, shut up, Roman. Grow the fuck up, Roman. Like I literally want to say to like he was crying today. I want to be like, acknowledge me, but that's just like bullying your own child.
I'm broken. I think I'm broken now. Thank you very much, everybody. I am done for the night. I'm gonna simply quietly retire as a host. I am broken, but Keenan, I know when I've lost the war. I know when I am broken. I cannot hold composure. Oh my fucking God, Jesus
Christ. So I would. He's saying I would win in this battle with the fights going to jail. I just like that's how much I outlasted him. You were here to witness this.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about wrestling for 20 minutes. This guy came on thinking about wrestling podcast. We've talked about all kinds of weird shit, man. I am so sorry. Like we should have all been drinking. Did you know we were getting drunk on this podcast, bro? Like he was completely normal at the beginning of this podcast, right? Then we just like he is like, fuck it, I am going, dude. Acknowledge me. Mecca's like, acknowledge me, Keenan. Mention me on your podcast. I will pay you.
I mean, I have technically the messages for that statement. I was more than happy to give you money because I'm a strong believer that you have to.
No, I'm writing down acknowledge me right now.
I didn't want to have acknowledgement, man.
No, like, that's gonna be the promo. Acknowledge me, Mecca. Links in my description. Check them out, guys.
To the table. I really don't. It seems like such a shitty job. Like Solo Sikoa seems like the best job ever in wrestling right now. He's at
All
the
he
head.
does is lose.
He's the vice president of the organization, and it's fucking awesome. And it seems like he has some responsibility. He doesn't have all the responsibility. Like my boss.
Isn't it the guy that we're just kind of waiting to come over from AEW when his contract is up? Isn't that what?
Who? I'm sorry. What did you say?
Noah, isn't that who we're waiting for to come over from Again, I'm just a fair weather fan that listens to Jim Cornette.
Maybe.
I know nothing about AEW. That's even less than real wrestling. I don't know.
I don't know how you guys, how your corporate, where you guys do day jobs, you got day jobs. I have a day job. I don't want my boss's job. It seems miserable. Like, I like being low on the totem pole and accessibility. Because guess what? I'm the accessibility guy. And it's a fun job. Because guess what? In reality, technically speaking, I mean, I have a VP position where it's great. But I don't have to deal with 14 different fucking departments in my company. And I just have to deal with this little small section of it that has somewhat responsibility. Oh my God, I do not want my boss's job ever. And that's what Solo Sikoa looks like in WWE right now. It's like, I can kind of be a badass, but I don't have to carry the weight of Roman, and it's awesome. I would kill for Solo Sikoa's job. Because guess what? He's got the best fucking job in that company. He gets paid probably a bunch of money, and he has legitly minimal responsibility. And it's awesome.
Does he have his accessibility to everybody like you leave it open? Like you said, you literally just said, accessibility is my strongest point. So is Solo Sikoa, is that what I'm making sure, because I don't want to sound gay or nothing, bro, but you're getting
Sikoa. He's got it all, man.
Right, bro? Like, he's getting very loosey-goosey at the end of this podcast, man. Like, he is like, screw it. I'm going to just let it all hang out.
Yo, bro, I've been letting it all hang out all along.
My strength in the company is how accessible I am, bro.
I mean, I've been real. This is who I am. So if you want to know
I
who
like
I am,
it, bro. I like it.
I'll say it openly. If you want to know who I am, you want to know my opinion on anybody, you can ask me whatever the fuck you want to ask me. I'll tell you, and I'll call it like I see it. I got no problem saying what I say, and I got no problem dealing with the consequences. I've been doing it forever. On every fucking single podcast that I've ever done, maybe not everyone, I'll say it openly, but in the last probably year and a half, I've been legitly who I am, and this is the real stuff I've been, and I love it. I got no problem. You look at me talking about masculinity on podcasts. I've said how I felt, and you'd be surprised. A lot of people I've interviewed on this topic, they've said it right back to me. So I'm not here to pretend who I am. If you don't know who I am, you don't know what my political beliefs are. I mean, fuck it. I mean, you've been under a rock. If you don't know what I think, how I expected, how I'm going to react, all that shit. I mean, this is whether I am having an adult soda or not. I've legit all along. So fuck it.
What did Michael Jackson call wine? Because that's how that just came off, dude. Just because I'm having an adult soda. And again, I'm just fucking with you, Mecca. I don't, dude. You don't have to
understand. We're still alive, right?
I understand completely. I think it's Mecca that needs that stuff.
I mean, I'll say it openly, and I'll clarify my position completely. If you do not know who I am,
it's not that. It's that half throughout that speech you're slurring.
Dude, yeah, we do. Like all of us know who you are, and we're not talking bad about you at all.
No, it's not a bad position. I'm clarifying the complete position.
Right. Like I said, it's not your position or who you are. It's that throughout half that conversation right there you had, you're slurring. So I don't think the people who are watching actually understand about it.
It's just,
Okay, yeah, I'll clarify my position.
and it's not bad, Jonathan. You have, and then we got way too deep on the like whatever we're like. This poor guy, he has no idea what the fuck's going on. No, I know you're good, but you're like, oh, we're gonna talk about wrestling. No, we're not. We're getting weird on you.
Nothing.
Jesus juice. That's what Michael Jackson called wine. Jesus juice. That's how the adult soda came off. A little Jesus juicy. A little Jesus. I know I got an adult 7-Up right here, but you know.
Yo. I'll say this openly. I had an adult Mountain Dew Baja Blast, and that thing was bad. That thing did not taste good, and it was rough. So if anybody's gonna test that idea, don't do it.
No.
That's all I'm gonna say.
And then the only place you can get a Baja Blast, I think, for the most part, is like Taco Bell's where that originated at, right? Can you get that everywhere now?
So theoretically, I mean not theoretically, actuality.
Not to say where are these theories coming from, dude? Like you and your theories.
I use the term theoretically way too much. I'll admit to that, and it's a fault.
Theoretically, acknowledge me.
Yeah. Theoretically, acknowledge me. I'm Roman Reigns. Theoretically, I wish we could all be theoretically Roman Reigns. But Taco Bell does have the Baja Blast. But you go into your liquor store apparently and get a alcoholic Baja Blast. I tried it, and oh my fucking god, it was a bad beer.
Real quick.
A word? Don't do it, everybody. That's all I can say. It was not a good experience. I could taste the alcohol and I could taste the Baja Blast, but it was separate. It was not mixed well. I had an Arizona iced tea that was alcoholic. Oh my fucking god, that thing was amazing.
All right, real quick. We're getting into the territory of like those scenes after like those dental surgeries where the people are all fucked up. And I'm not talking shit at all. I just want to make sure that you're completely cool with us continue going live talking to, because I feel like we're just like baiting you and gonna try and get, and we're not even really baiting you, but I feel like we're gonna just get you in trouble. And the next morning,
oh no,
like, I thought they were my friends and they didn't tell me shit. I'm over here talking about. I'm just making sure. I just wanted to put that out there.
I'm not. Trust me.
I'm having fun. I have no problem continuing to do this because I have to think of jokes nonstop. But I wanted to make sure
there is nothing.
Keenan is not just taking opportunities with his friend being fucked up in a live stream. Like,
no. Hey, look at I know what the exit button is. I'm good.
I will say
this. About a thing. I'm good. Don't put it out there.
There's plenty of things that we will not dive into.
Give me the Ric Flair promo real quick. That's what I want to hear. The Ric Flair promo. Limousine riding, jet flying.
I've never rode in a limousine. I am definitely not profiling, and I am definitely not a North Carolina fan because that's Ric Flair's territory. But anyway, I digress. I don't know what else to talk about wrestling. So
that would be great following the VP talk, right? If he would have been like, "Look, I got a nice little spot at my company. I'm limousine riding, jet flying. I just don't give two shits anymore, guys." These are the promos that Mecca could be cutting on us tonight, and he's just all right. Back? Are we going back to wrestling, or are we?
I don't give a fuck anymore. In which the way I interview now is I'm choosing whoever I want to talk to, and that's just where it's at. You got 14,000.
Just hanging out. This isn't the interview. You're not interviewing us. We got nothing good to tell you.
No. I mean, I interviewed a voice actor last night. I'm very honest about this, where it's Fujitora, and he plays a One Piece character. We had a fantastic interview. I loved the interview, and that's
you hear that?
Shows.
That name drop, bro. Did you hear that little ting?
Charlie Campbell. He's a great guy. We had a great conversation. It was fantastic. But then I'm interviewing somebody who has 1,000 followers on Instagram and they're a cosplayer and they need a break. So it's my call where I pick and choose who I want on my show, when I want them on my show, and there's a reason why I choose somebody. And I'm like, look, I see somebody in you, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's have a conversation. And that's all.
Still a pretty good interview, man. Just to like, is this like, how old is this person?
Charlie Campbell.
I meant how old. I asked how old are they?
Charlie's been around probably in his mid-50s, maybe early.
I'm not cool like you again, bro. Like I'm not say Charlie Campbell like I'm supposed to know the name. Okay, but I'm saying
No.
It's like if I cosplayed, it'd make a pretty good interview. Like, what makes you want to do this, bro? Like, you're a grown ass man. What's going on with you, man?
I go with the idea that I'm a huge One Piece fan. I'm a huge My Hero Academia fan. The guy's played Fujitora, who's an admiral in One Piece, pretty prominent character right now in One Piece. He plays a character that is extremely pivotal in My Hero Academia, and I go to the idea that I'm like, cool. Let me just ask, because who am I to ask somebody who is in this status? And the person's like, yeah, man, I'd love to be on the show. Thank you for asking. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I asked you as a nice favor, and you're so gracious to want to be on my podcast. Like, it's a very humbling feeling. I mean, if we're going to be really honest, it's extremely humbling that all these top status people between wrestlers and voice actors and cosplayers and comic creators have wanted to be on my show. And I'm like, I don't know how to react to that. I'm just a small guy who...
You're doing what you're supposed to graciously and just keep moving forward and interviewing them, dude. You're doing what you're supposed to, man.
And for me, I'm getting to interview my heroes who I've been listening to, and it's extraordinarily humbling. And this is why I say, cool, how do I repay the favor?
The only people you're big time in is me and this guy. Like, for some reason, you don't...
But that's the thing. Why do you think I'm coming back to Paul?
Like, we got to get this thing down because I see y'all like here and here. This is what I'm getting, like here and here. Like,
uh-oh, what happened? Y'all got quiet.
No, he had a browse. I thought he was about to say something. I think he had a brain fart for a second.
I thought you were going to say something, Paul. That's why I paused.
No, I was...
He's pointing in the direction where his stuff is. I'm pointing at my stuff. I'm like, okay, where are y'all's directions at? What? I just look.
We've been swimming for an hour, so we've been swimming for more than an hour. We've swimming for a while.
I say this guy, I think pronouns pal from fucking Vince McMahon. Pronouns pal, and I'm not smart enough. I need to come up with fucking. I know this guy's nickname is Mecca Jason. We need to come up with a better nickname for you, bro. I'm sorry. I'm good with nicknames. I'll work on it.
They're good. I take nothing personal. The difference is also I don't think you come from a malicious position, right? I've had plenty of people come from a malicious position. The difference becoming me and you, Keenan, for those who don't know, are good friends. Me and Paul are very good friends. At this point. So Paul can say to me, Andrew, shut the fuck up. And I think it's funny, and I will politely shut the fuck up.
Can we drop a promo on that guy that we were talking about before we went live? I think this might be the perfect frame of mind.
You can drop it. You can drop it.
No, I don't know about
why you speak the name? Why?
Don't speak the name. Let's talk about Baltimore this bitch ass. The name we don't speak. I don't need to know his name. I just want to hear. If we're gonna get Mecca talking some shit, like
you're all for it. I'm not gonna drop it because I take a different position where I don't acknowledge my enemies. Because I take the Stephen A. Smith approach.
That motherfucker's over there. Acknowledge me, damn it, Mecca. Acknowledge me.
Keenan,
I'm Roman Reigns in this bitch. Acknowledge me.
I take a different approach, right? We all know who we're talking about. We don't need to mention their name because I don't want to.
Only we know who we're talking about. Nobody else, at least in my stream, has any idea who you're talking about right now, bro. We're talking to my subscribers have no idea who this chump is. So if you want to come off your thing and just talk some shit for a few moments, come on over here, Mecca. Come over to my side. We can just talk. Let the shit fly for a few moments, bro. We don't need to worry. This guy's not gonna see my shit.
This is my position. I'll say it openly: is that there are very few people who have achieved my position in life. And yes, I will say this openly. I have failed up because I've had no right as an interviewer to get the people that I have interviewed. The only reason why I've interviewed the people that I've interviewed in my 10 years as an interviewer is because I kept asking and I've gotten massively lucky and I was in the right time, the right place. Now, there's an individual, and I'm not going to mention their name because I don't think they deserve the position.
Just say that should not be named. He's Voldemort. Fuck this dude.
Yeah, Voldemort. We'll call him that.
We call him Voldemort. Screw it.
And I'll let Paul speak after this. I don't see them as an equal, and I'll be very honest about this. Where what I have done in the 10 years that I've been an interviewer, and hopefully I'll get the opportunity, and I'm very humble. I'll get another 10 years, maybe 20 as an interviewer. I'll get the fortune of interviewing and continuously interviewing people in the voice acting community, and comm community, and cosplay community, and wrestling community. I very much hope that I get that opportunity. I keep getting these opportunities that I undeservedly undeserve. I'm very grateful to everybody who's been on my show. So from every sector, including the two of you.
Okay, Cody Rhodes, drop some venom, Mecca. Like he's doing very middle of the road.
Very, very profound about this, where I'm very grateful.
We get that, dude. We know this guy hating on you isn't about you being grateful or not, dude. It's not.
It is. So this guy is hating on us, and it's not like, you know, we're going out of our way to do something bad to this guy, and we're not gonna. I'm not gonna go say anything bad about him. I don't even want to talk about him. I'll talk about me. I'll talk about my books, my projects. I'll talk about my show, and I'm doing great. You know, I don't need to try to hurt anybody. I don't need to say bad things about anybody, you know, like other people do. I try to lift myself up, and I try to lift other people up. My first project is called PTSD, and that was my book. People say that I was wrong for putting it out there, and let me tell you, you know, this was a passion.
I'll be honest, I was very skeptical of your book because I was in BSOs and
I ain't got a problem with that. You know, if people are skeptical about it or not, but this was a book that I put out there to help people, to talk about mental illness and stuff. This is a project, you know, that I wanted to get out there. I didn't even want to sell it. I wanted to give it away, kind of thing. So for somebody to down talk it as bad as they did, that's on them. Let it be on their conscience and whatnot. I'm not going to talk bad about their project. All I'm going to say is, you know, it's for anyone else to decide if they like my book or not. You know,
do they go live like y'all do, or do they just talk anonymously in the chat?
Well, and it isn't. See, whenever I approached him, it was anonymously, but it's gotten to the point where he's out there trying to smear my name publicly. And again, let it be out there. People have asked me to bring it down, but people have also said, "Hey, leave it up so other people can see what he's saying," and that's what I've done.
Any person,
I'm not going to say anything bad. I don't need to. Yeah. I let my work speak for itself, and I tell people, "Hey, you know, this is my work that I got." My first book, especially, and like I said, it was a passion project that I wanted to talk to people who are having a hard time and say, "You're not alone." So for anyone to say that I'm not real about that, you know, that's their choice.
Well, I understand. So this guy started out anonymously, and now he's like talking about y'all on shit for some stupid reason. Like, I don't.
Yeah, like I said, I don't even want to give him
don't. I'd
rather talk about my project. You know, people in the industry that are doing good, you know, my friends and stuff. That's who I would rather give time to.
Well, you know, he was smart and passed it over to the sensible, non-faded guy. I was looking for the vicious the vicious promo that just never gonna be let up.
I'll be honest about this whole position. He dunked on me for 53 minutes, and I found it disgusting. And I've had many private conversations. And then there's a recent attack on me, implying certain positions. Between obviously the first attack implied about a year ago on my mother, the last attack implied on my father. I have a fantastic relationship between my mother and my father, who are still together, and they have a fantastic marriage. And I hope that I am gracious enough in my life that I have a marriage like they have had. And I utterly position my position as that what he has done. And it's a group of individuals. That it is utterly disgusting, and I find it despicable. And I don't know any other word beyond getting banned from TikTok, YouTube, any other platform. And I'm being as civil as I can be. I am. Let's just say that every other option that I can imply has not been fully explored at the moment, and I cannot speak any other way in that position on how I'm going to address it. And that's my official position. And I just hope that other people, between what Paul's experienced, somebody else who I cannot name at the moment, understand that he's welcomed in my family and he knows who he is. And I hope he's seeing this. You are always welcome in my family and welcome in my group. And hopefully Paul, I think, knows who I'm speaking about. That we find this behavior to be despicable, and I don't know what else I can say on this topic at the moment. And that's how I feel. And
nothing else that needs to be said.
Other legal options are not being excluded. And I need to say that explicitly for a lot of reasons. That there's many positions that I don't know what I'm going to do to deal with these other problematic positions that may or may not occur.
Man, you don't need to go any further than that. You're only going to get yourself in somewhere you don't want to go. Further.
I need to establish a position. I'm sorry for everybody else, but I need to clarify that position on a level. So I'm sorry.
All right, man. I think it's been a great night. I hope everyone's enjoyed the conversation out there. I think it's about time that we close it up.
So let's go into that. So I want to give everybody a chance to obviously self-promote. So I don't even want to go first, but I last. So Paul, Keenan, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. My name is Paul Gomez 790. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I tell people if you're interested in comics, if you have any questions, need anything answered, I'm glad to help. If I don't know the answers, I can definitely point you in the right directions and help you find it. Also, if you are hurting out there and if you don't have a person to talk to, it's okay not to be okay. Just don't live there. You can always message me anytime, day or night, on Facebook. Paul Gomez 790. Have a great week. Thank you guys for having me.
There you go. Real quick, Total Tech commented twice. He said, "Hey Keenan, I think you delivered my pizza, my Domino's pizza once." I never deliver for Domino's Pizza. You just think that about all stoners, I guess. And then he said, "Be honest, we want more women's wrestling." I think he was being facetious. I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure about that. But yeah, Total Tech, he thinks I delivered a pizza and he wants us to talk more women's wrestling. So maybe next time we'll get into the 5 other women's wrestlers. They know where to find me again. I'm not. All my stuff's all jacked up. It's streaming on my platforms. Like it's not
streaming on Paul's or mine. So please,
Bob's product on YouTube. That's the best way to go. And I do different content for each of my platforms. This is only streaming to YouTube, my YouTube at the moment. So Bob's product, YouTube. Come and find me.
And then my stuff is obviously,
It's everywhere. It's all smushed around here.
What were you saying, Keenan?
I said your stuff's everywhere on here. What do you?
I'm a little bit, not so viewed.
No, you were smart, man. Everything. That's what I told him last time. He was giving off all the names. Like, yeah, all your stuff's the same, bro. Good for you. You thought about all this stuff before you got set up. I get it. I did not.
No, I really did. But that's not the point here. But anyway, I am James Davis on a lot of platforms, but I am also under the name Pop Anime Comics on Twitter, Pop Anime Comics on YouTube, Pop Anime Comics on Instagram, Pop Anime Comics on YouTube. If I didn't say it already, Pop Anime Comics on Instagram. Obviously, I am Pop Anime Comics on eBay collectibles. So check that out. I got a nice little graphic for that right there. So yeah, look for us, comics and collectibles. Come shop with us on eBay. My cute little,
is that Shop Anime somehow? Is it Shop Anime too?
It's Pop Anime Comics Collectibles on eBay. So definitely check us out. I got a cute little elf as my eBay logo, guys. Trust me, it's beautiful.
That's the whole reason I said it wrong, so you could say it right once more.
Yes, my cute little elf. We got us covered. But that's what I do. So if you look for anything Pop and Anime Comics, you'll be insured. But that's usually what I got covered, and I appreciate everybody watching and everything in between. And hopefully you've been entertained. I don't know if you've been educated, but hopefully you've been entertained to some degree, and hopefully I've been coherent enough. But I've had a long week, everybody.
You've been coherent way too much, dude. Way too much.
What did you say?
I said you've been coherent way too much for everybody.
Clearly.
Everything's been understood.
Yo, if everybody has understood everything, I'm cool with that too. But that's everything I got. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. And I will catch up with you, everybody, probably next week at some point. So that is technically a wrap.
Peace.